Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are at game number 2 between Empire's Happy and Mouse's MaNa. This time we are here on the map Shakuras Plateau. In the bottom right-hand position, we do have got Empire's Happy, the yellow Terran player, and in the upper left-hand position, our green Protoss, Mouse's MaNa. So yes, game number 2 here between Happy and MaNa. Last game, we saw an opening of Cloaked Banshees from Happy, and then he worked his way into a Bio, Medevac, Viking, and Raving timing push. Now, unfortunately, he pulled SCVs with that, and besides killing off MaNa's army, he wasn't able to do much damage besides that. He didn't do any structural damage, he didn't do much economic damage with that push. We then saw MaNa mount up for a counterattack, and again, Happy moved out with all of his bio as well as a lot of SCVs. In fact, a crap ton of SCVs, and that helped a little bit in the engagement, but unfortunately, Happy wasn't able to completely mop up MaNa's units at that point. And after pulling off so many SCVs, he was so far behind economically, he realized that was the end of the game. One of the biggest things that certainly helped MaNa in that last engagement was that second Colossus arrived at the battle just in the nick of time, and honestly, without that, Happy may have been able to clear up the rest of MaNa's forces and then moved out towards that natural expansion. And if he had done that and taken out the natural, he may have been definitely in a better position. But again, didn't work out for him, unfortunately enough. Alright, so right now we can see MaNa dropping down that gateway. He is then moving out for a scout. He will be first grabbing the Zelnong Tower and then moving into that upper right-hand position. And obviously, here in Shakuras Plateau, you cannot spawn in a near position or directly north or south of your opponent. So both players not bothering checking that spot and instead moving cross-positional or that near air distance spot. So as you can see right now, we do have the SCV of Happy moving into the bottom left and then the upper left. And then after scouting out that upper right, MaNa realizing fully that Happy's not there, so he is in the bottom right. So 10 move down to the bottom right position, at which point he'll be running into his first Marine. So Happy should be able to deny the scouting of MaNa, and actually no, it looks like MaNa will be able to just barely make it into the base here. But he will be forced to turn around very shortly as that first Marine is out. And there we go, MaNa realizing, hey, really nothing I can do about this. Time to pull back. Let's take a look at what he saw. Well, it looks like he did, in fact, see the fact that there was no refinery over here. Wasn't able to scout out this. Hopefully, he caught a gleam of the SCV as it was returning those resources, and that'll give him just enough intel. And Happy moving on down with that first Marine guarding this ramp from any secondary scouts, and that second Marine will certainly allow him to prevent any possible secondary scouts there from MaNa. Happy now working his way up into a factory. Now let's take a look back over here as to what MaNa is doing. Last game we saw a 1-gate expand, so we'll be interested to see if he decides to go for a 1-gate expand as well this game. SCV Scout finally heading out for Happy, realizing that he is in trouble right now. He, of course, did get all that scouting information that he needs. The reason he left the base, of course, was because he knew this first Stalker was on the way, and with that first Stalker coming, that means SCV's time to go home. We do have a bunker coming out, and it looks like one base play is what we will be expecting here from Happy. Wonder if we will, in fact, be seeing that same style of opening. It's looking to be more or less the same right now. Here comes that starport, and we may very well be seeing Cloaked Banshees again. So probably, most likely, another Cloaked Banshee opening here from Happy. And, you know, it can certainly be pretty effective. Now, back over here, we can see 3 gateways. Now, is MaNa opening up with a 3-gate expand, or will he be dropping a robo and sticking to one base? No, that's a 4-gate, actually. I'm a huge silly. I completely forgot the fact, of course, that this first gateway is finished. So right now, we will be seeing a 4-gate from MaNa. Now, the 4-gate timing push should be coming, when done properly, around the 6-minute mark. Usually that warp gate research finishes around 5:30. We can see MaNa's going to be a little bit later than that. I'm assuming that is because he has, of course, opened up with those first 2 Stalkers. Actually, no more than that. He has got 2 Stalkers and a Sentry. So that's going to be the reason behind the delay in that warp gate timing. And actually, oh boy, that Hellion sneaking right on in. But no, there he is getting denied from that force field wall off there. A very nice play by MaNa. Able to deny that scout. He absolutely positively had to do that because he cannot let Happy see the fact that he is coming out with the 4-gate. In fact, even just scouting out those first 2 Stalkers and the Sentries, that isn't necessarily a giveaway to the fact that a 4-gate is coming, but here it is in fact coming. Now, Cloaked Banshees on the way, Concussive Shell coming out as well. Huge concern right now though, Cloaked Banshees, there's no cloak detection at all, and he's actually coming out with a robo, and there's the scan, and let's see what it was able to spot. What was it able to spot? It was able to spot, it was able to spot the fact that that robo was finished. He didn't spot those 2 gateways, but still he sees that pylon over there, so that's going to leave him wondering right now. Now here comes the push with that robo up. We should be seeing just 1 observer and nothing else. And here comes the 4-gate. We've got a lot of SCVs prepared to try to defend against us. I am not sure how he's going to do, and he will actually be trying to use that factory. I mentioned this in the last game. The point of this factory is to obstruct the opponent from getting into your base, and this is proving to be a problem because, as you can see, MaNa's heading back home. We've got that first cloak Banshee working its way through that cloak, almost finished right now, and there's just the one Banshee, but a second Banshee is in production. Now, here we go. We'll be seeing a little bit of engagement here from this first Stalker. We do have an Observer in play, or do we not? We do not have an Observer in play, so we've got that cloak Banshee about to go to work at the same time. Here comes a push from that 4-gate. SCV is getting worked right now by those Zealots, trying to drop down that bunker as quickly as possible. MaNa is going to be able to break down that bunker, and the Zealots and Stalkers are going to be able to continue to rampage to the base. Happy right now, doing a lot of economic damage here to MaNa. MaNa needs that Observer, and here it comes. Observer just about to pop. Once that is up, he'll be able to deal with that cloak Banshee. Second cloak Banshee right now, just about to finish here. This will be his second one, and with this, he should be able to deal a lot of damage to this 4-gate push, and there's the cloak Banshee. We'll start taking out a lot of MaNa's units, and I don't think there's anything that he can do about it, but look at this, Happy losing so many SCVs. Back over here, oh, the Banshee gets taken out by the Stalkers. The Banshee did just drop, but this cloak Banshee able to repel the rest of these forces. However, he does not have a lot of energy. In fact, he's completely out of energy right now. There are only 4 SCVs remaining and a mule, and we may be seeing more of a push here. What do we got? We've got 3 Zealots over here. A couple Stalkers that we're defending home are now heading out across the map. We've got an SCV scouting over here. This Banshee going to make its way back on over to MaNa's base. Now, MaNa did take some pretty hefty losses. Let's take a look total at the unit loss tab. And actually, overall, MaNa is worse. But 17 probes as opposed to 5 SCVs and 2 mules. Happy's going to be hurting economically. And here comes the rest of the push right now. We've got some more Zealots leading the way. Stalkers moving on down. Forced to pull down with some SCVs, and he can really not afford that because he does not have a ton of SCVs at all. And these SCVs not mining, that's going to be a gigantic problem. We've got that other Banshee back over here trying to do some damage, but another Stalker again warped in, and we've got that Observer, so it looks like MaNa will be okay against that. Some more harass going on. We do have Happy actually lifting off his command center, trying to change his base position, and I'm not sure how this is going to work. The Banshee over here trying to do what it can, but it's going to get taken out. We've got another warped in Stalker. The Banshee gets dropped, and there are still some Zealots and Stalkers inside of Happy's main base. We'll be doing more and more damage, actually trying to target fire down that starport right now. An Observer here on the offensive allows him to take out the Banshee, and that's the final straw there for Happy, calling the GG. Alright guys, that was game number 2 here between MaNa and Happy, and as you saw, MaNa pushing out with the 4-gate. Happy was able to do a decent job defending against it and move out with a counterattack of cloak Banshees. Unfortunately though, MaNa coming out with that robo after his 4-gate allowed him to get out that Observer and successfully defend against the counter push, and the biggest thing though was that MaNa was able to do significantly more economic damage to Happy than Happy was able to do to MaNa. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Hopefully you did enjoy this series. If you like the content, please subscribe. Thanks again guys. Keep watching and keep owning.